Last night, Jose Ramirez's 3-run homer jump-started the Tribe to a 10-1 win over the Cubs. It was Ramirez's 14th home run of the season, 2 back of the league leader. He's also among the American League top 10 in runs batted in, doubles, on-base percentage, slugging percentage, on and on and on. Now the Indians will try to sweep this 2-game series from the Cubs after handing Chicago its second 9-run loss at home this year. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. The Indians are Major League Baseball's highest scoring team in the month of May. And a big reason for that has been the play of Francisco Lindor.
Well, he wants to work on hitting the outside pitch. Here's a perfect example of what he's been working on. From the right side of the plate, he gets a breaking ball away and drives it for a double to right field. And later in the ball game, from the left side of the plate, he gets a fastball down, takes it to left field, another double. He has been so consistent in the month of May. 18 extra base hits, and you can see left-handed to right-handed. He's killing the ball from the right side of the plate. 9 extra base hits, and in his career, he's been very solid. One of the best switch hitters in the ball game, without a doubt.
All right, back in April, the Indians handed John Lester his only loss this season. They hit 3 solo home runs off Lester. That sounds familiar because Adam Plutko gets the start for the Tribe. He won his only start this year while surrendering 3 solo home runs.
Boy, and they needed him at the time. It was the second game of a doubleheader against the Toronto Blue Jays, but he came out, and the thing I liked about it, it wasn't a deer in headlights. He didn't walk anybody. He had 6 strikeouts. He went 7 1/3 innings. This guy was pitching with pain last year. He had a bad hip. He had surgery in the offseason. Come back. He seems to be healthy, and Terry wants to get him some work and give him some more time to see if he works out.
We'll see if the Indians can sweep this 2-game series from the Cubs and take 3 out of 4 on the year from Chicago. We'll be back with the play-by-play, and we'll check in with Andre Knott coming up next. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians, and by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud. Dynamite play, driven deep right field. It's gone into the basket. Jose Ramirez with a long 3-pointer. It's an RBI double for Melky Cabrera, his first hit as a Cleveland Indian. Bases clearing, 2-out, 3-run double for Yonder Alonso. Indians throttle Chicago by a final score of 10-1. And for the Indians, that was the 5th time in the month of May they have scored 10 or more runs. And the 9-run win equals their largest margin of victory for the year, and they've done it 3 times all again here in the month of May. Cubs, meanwhile, have lost 3 in a row at home for the first time this year, and we'll see what gives here in the series finale. Let's go down now to Andre Knott for our Hear Right Sounds of the Game.
Thank you very much, Matt. For Terry Francona, his favorite player for a long time has been Ben Zobrist. And last night, we saw Jose Ramirez lead things off for the Tribe's offense with a 3-run homer. And when talking to Tito, the best thing he can say about Jose Ramirez is he reminds him of what Ben Zobrist has been doing for years on top of years. And tonight's Hear Right Sounds of the Game, here's Tito talking about why Ben Zobrist is so valuable and why Jose Ramirez is doing the same for the Indians.
Zobrist, even back when he was at Tampa, you see a guy that's switch hitter, can hit the ball at the ballpark, a lot of extra base hits, but then you add a guy that could play first, second, third, short, in the outfield. It's like his value is so much more than just the numbers because he protects you in so many different ways, and the fact that not just that he could play those positions, but he was good at it.
And Jose Ramirez got him started last night. Hopefully he can get it going again tonight. Let's check out the Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher for the Cubs. It's going to be John Lester on the mound. He is 4-1. That loss came to the Indians back in April. He pitched his longest start of the year against them. 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, but 3 of those 4 hits left the yard, and they were able to beat the Cubs 4-1 in that ball game.
Take a look at the Cleveland Indians starting lineup for Terry Francona tonight, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor will lead it off. Michael Brantley riding an 11-game hitting streak in the 2-hole. Then Jose Ramirez, followed by Edwin Encarnacion. Switch hitting Melky Cabrera bats 5th. Then Yan Gomes. Jason Kipnis. Rajai Davis starting in center field hits 8th. And the pitcher Adam Plutko will bat 9th. John Lester, fastball at the bottom of the zone for strike 1, and we're underway here at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Beautiful afternoon here in the Windy City. Lots of sunshine today. Temperature was in the low 70s at one point. 53 degrees, our game time temperature for the 2nd night in a row. No real breeze at all to speak of at game time. Lindor takes, it's down low. Count 2 balls and a strike for Frankie, who has the American League's 2nd best batting average, and he's hit the 2nd most homers in the AL in the month of May. And he rifles one into left field. He's going to go for 2. Puts his head down. Throw by Schwarber is in time.
I don't mind him going for 2. He's going to challenge Schwarber's arm, but he makes a perfect throw after sliding to get to that ball. Gets rid of it quickly. A nice tag there by Russell. And boy, that was a perfect throw to nail Lindor.
My goodness. You can't make a throw any better.
Oh, it was perfect.
It was right on the bag.
Absolutely.
Michael Brantley takes a fastball for a strike. I remember there was a play last night where Schwarber came up throwing, and his throw was way wide of the mark.
Well, there's times where you force guys to make a good throw, and if they make it, you tip your cap. And leading off the game, he left the batter's box like he wanted to double all the way, so no problem with it. He made a terrific throw.
Blowing away with a fastball. 2-1 the count. Michael Brantley has batted .347 during his 11-game hitting streak. Softly served to center, dropping, and it's in for another hit. Make it 12 in a row for Brantley.
Let's take a look at that Cubs defense now that we have an opportunity. In left field, Schwarber, we saw him make the perfect throw. Happ is in center tonight. Hayward over and right. On the infield, it's Bryan at third. Russell is at short. Baez at second. Rizzo is at first. Contreras doing the catching.
Ted Barrett, the crew chief, is behind the plate tonight. Lance Barksdale is down at first. Tom Woodring at second. Will Little is at third. So back-to-back hits to open the game. Unfortunately, as a snap throw to first. It was close. Brantley just did get back in time.
Well, you always have to beware. Contreras loves to throw. He gets the hand back in there. He's gonna, they will not challenge.
Curveball in for a strike. And it's 1-1. It's a particularly interesting matchup tonight. Lester against really both Brantley and Ramirez, because Lester gets a ton of swings and misses on his curveball. Brantley and Ramirez rarely swing and miss.
Yeah, two tough guys to really strike out. When you talk about them, they have a knack of putting that ball in play.
Pulls it into the Chicago dugout, right whistling past the head of Joe Madden.
Lester, the type of guy, he likes to get ahead and then expand your zone by pitching off the plate. So if you get into hitter's count, you just be patient with him. He's going to come to you.
Yeah, Joe's thinking about ducking a little sooner.
Yeah, get yourself a catcher's mask put on.
Fouled back by Ramirez. John Lester has a well-known history where it comes to holding runners and guys just running at will against him. Michael Brantley, not much of a base stealer. If you fall asleep on him, he'll go. But Lester, he just doesn't throw to first.
Yeah, it's something, you know, in his head. He did a couple of times, and he's been better. He had a tough time if you bunted on him to try and pick up the ball and throw it to first base. I've seen him roll one there. You could certainly apply pressure to him, making him field his position.
And the 2-2, low, full count. Ramirez last night walked 3 times in the game. One of those was intentional, but it gives you an idea of how the Cubs feel about Ramirez. Their instructions: be very, very careful. One time they did pitch to him, he hit a home run. He swings and misses, and on the throw down, wow. Ramirez, who rarely swings and misses, strikes out. Brantley cut down on the back end, and the inning is over.
doubleheader against Toronto. He went 7 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs allowed, did not walk anybody, and struck out 6. And he has never faced the Cubs before or any member of this team.
For Joe Maddon's Chicago Cubs, Ian Happ leads it off tonight. He's a switch hitter. Then Kyle Schwarber bats second. Chris Bryant is third, then Anthony Rizzo, Wilson Contreras, and Javier Baez. Addison Russell. Jason Hayward starts in right field tonight, batting 8th, and the pitcher John Lester will hit 9th. Adam Plutko the line, and his first pitch is a little high, ball 1. So I mentioned that the Indians are #1 in the majors in the month of May, averaging almost 6.5 runs a game. The Chicago Cubs are second in the majors in the month of May. So both of these teams have been swinging the bat and scoring a lot of runs here in the month of May. Cubs have pitched better overall in the month of May, but the Indians are starting to get it together again as far as pitching goes. Bullpen still working its way through some rough patches here and there, but the rotation has really gotten back on track.
Well, and that's where the Cubs struggled early in the year, was their rotation. They weren't going deep into the ball game, and I think that game that Lester pitched was the first time a Chicago pitcher pitched 7 innings on the year. And their bullpen has been pitching very well recently.
Hopefully Adam Plutko makes the most of his opportunity now. The 2-2. Just missing, full count. He has just missed a couple of times in this opening sequence to Happ.
Well, if you're missing, that's not a bad place to miss. It's down there. It wasn't off by much.
Ball 4.
Let's check that Indians defense, brought to you by Jeep. It'll be Brantley in left, Davis in center, Cabrera is over and right. Ramirez at third, Lindor in short, Kipnis at second, and Encarnacion at first with Gomes catching.
Well, a little concern because Plutko didn't walk anybody in his first and only big league start this year. And he walks the leadoff man here tonight. Now Kyle Schwarber, 1 for 3 last night. And Ted Barrett is putting the squeeze on him. Ball 1. Shift on the right side. But Schwarber has hit the ball in the air hard to the opposite field already in this series. Goes that way again, but this is skied high left field. Brantley just into foul ground. And now the runner stumbled, going back to first. Double play! Where in the world was Ian Happ going as the ball was in foul territory? And he was a good 3/4 of the way, if not farther, towards second base. And then when he went to go back, he lost his footing. And an easy double play.
He must have thought that ball was going to drop. He's watching Brantley come into play, or he thought it was going to be a foul ball. One of the two. I don't know, but that is a mistake made by that. So it's quickly erased on the double play.
Now Chris Bryant looks at a fastball just off the outside corner. Bryant 1 for 4 with a double last night. And a good off-speed pitch had him fooled. 1-1. Boy, that's got to be a huge lift for Adam Plutko. You never want to walk the leadoff man in any inning, let alone to start the game. Then to get a foul out and turn it into a double play. And just like that, the inning is over. We are scoreless after 1 in Chicago. One of those games they won 10-0. The other one 6-1 over Cincinnati. Here's Edwin, who's really turned things around for himself in the month of May from an offensive standpoint. I mean, he hit way below the interstate in the month of April, but here in May he's hit .304, 4 homers, 15 runs batted in. Still hasn't really had a extended hot period where he's hitting a lot of balls out of the yard. But
well, we got to wait till that weather warms up, it seems like, for Eddie. He likes that warm weather.
yeah, and here it is almost Memorial Day and we're still waiting.
Yes, we are.
Now that is called a strike. 1-2. And he strikes him out. Already got a piece of it. Got a piece of it.
It's one thing Lester does is keep the ball down. And he will throw that changeup down there. The cutter's in to try and work the inside part of the plate. Make him get it up. And he's been, in his last 3 starts, he's been the rain man. Because May 6th against the Cardinals, he had 2 separate rain delays totaling 59 minutes. Start after that against the White Sox, the game began 2 hours and 15 minutes delay. And then last start in Cincinnati had an hour-and-a-half delay.
Driven to deep left field down the line. It goes, but foul. Hooked down in the corner.
I think he needs a new bat.
Yep.
See if he forced him. That ball was in and maybe a little bit off the end of the bat. Because he's looking at it. He says, yep, it's cracked. Give me another one.
The 2-2. Popped high in the air to right. Jason Hayward makes the catch for out number 1. Our great clip of the game from last night. Melky Cabrera, his first hit as a Cleveland Indian, resulted in an RBI, a double, and later scored a run. He also, in his second game in an Indians uniform, threw out a runner trying to advance. Overall, the Cubs pitching staff has the 3rd best ERA in the National League. They're only 11th in strikeouts, but dead last. They've walked more than anybody, and I think we saw why last night.
Yes, that was a good case for it. No kidding.
10 walks for the Indians last night. That's unheard of. Melky sends a sky high pop to left. Backpedaling onto the track is Schwarber. 2 down.
Well, download the app, play for free, and start your streak for a chance at $5.6 million. Download the streak today.
That's going to bring up Yan Gomes. Gomes did not play last night. Roberto Perez got the start. And a breaking ball in there for a strike. Gomes with a hit in 13 of his last 16 games. And he shoots it into right field for a base hit. So 3 hits for the Indians off John Lester. And it will give Jason Kipnis a chance to bat with 2 down.
Might have been a little changeup away. And Gomes stays on it nicely. Served it to right field. Well, he'll get a 2-out knock. 3 hits now for the Tribe.
Jason Kipnis was 1 for 4 last night with a couple of runs driven in. And a fastball catches the inside corner for a strike. Now Kipnis in the hole 0-2.
Back to that point you were talking about last night where the base runner Gomes at first is shading his eyes to see the pitcher because of that sun creeping through.
Yeah. Jason skies one to right, and Hayward camps under it. The inning is over. No runs ahead, a man left. No score, middle of the second.
Made a perfect throw right here to get Lindor. I mean, that was just a beautiful play, and then Contreras throws it out on a strike him out, throw him out double play, and that ended the first. And then all of a sudden, Happ makes a mistake. He falls as he's going to get doubled off at first base. 3 guys out on the bases in the first inning.
Well, the really interesting thing is that those were unusual double plays. And these are the 2 teams that have grounded into the fewest double plays in Major League Baseball. The Indians have hit into 23, Cubs have hit into 24. That's the fewest in all of baseball. Let's go down to Andre.
You know, and talking about those plays last night, Terry Francona and Trevor Bauer talked about the play that was made early by Yonder Alonso last night, where he made a big play in the first inning on the first batter. And both of them said that can change a game for a pitcher when you get a big play made for you early. And I thought that for Pleco because he had walked the first guy. And when he came off, everybody said, just settle in now. Let the game come to you. Your guys made some plays for you.
Yeah, you don't want to see this, though. He's 3-0 to Anthony Rizzo. I mean, I guess you have to always consider that even though Pleco seems to be a pretty even keel guy, I mean, heart might be racing here tonight. Rizzo tries to bunt, and
how about that on a 3-1 count? He's trying to get a base hit and get the inning started. So,
wow.
You know what? He just followed off. But you know what? Different environment. Every ballpark's different for a pitcher. This is the first time he's faced the Cubs, and I'm sure, you know, that heart might be racing a little bit. He'll get acclimated to it. He'll make adjustments.
The 3-2. Chop foul.
Actually, though, I mean, first time through, he actually did him a favor trying to bunt that ball. Because he said, oh, okay. Now I'm back into the count. There you go. You talk about quick inside. We were talking last night how he's on that plate, and it doesn't matter how hard you throw it, he can still turn it, and he's on the plate. Watch how quick he gets through that hitting area. That's on his back knee. About the only place you could hit that ball is where he did, right in front of the Indians' dugout.
Again, the 3-2. Up and away, ball 4. He's going to bring up Wilson Contreras, the Cubs catcher. Offensively, the Chicago Ball Club is 3rd in the National League in batting average, hitting .259 as a team. And they're 2nd in the league in runs scored, averaging better than 5 per game. I mean, last night is something you don't see very often. Now, granted, the Indians opened it up, had a big lead early. It was 7-0 in the 4th inning. But how often do you see a team like the Cubs? They scored 1 run. They had 10 hits, though.
Yeah. Well,
give Bauer and the bullpen credit as Gomes has one go off his glove to the backstop, and now Rizzo down into scoring position.
there's a breaking ball right here, and Gomes just doesn't catch it, man. It's right there off the end of his glove, so that has to be a pass ball.
It is. Indians defensively came in tonight 10th in the American League. They've committed 29 errors on the year. Bledko misses again. It's ball 3.
4th pass ball on the season as well. And Bledko having a tough time throwing strikes.
That one finds the top of the strike zone.
Yeah, Bledko yet to throw strike 1 to any hitter, and this is hitter number 5, and that's the very important pitch if you're pitching against a good hitting lineup.
And a 3-1. Strike called. Come on back. Full count.
Let's check it out on our Nissan pitch tracker. I don't know if home plate's moving around or it's just that was right there. I thought at the knees. It looks like it locked into that box, but that's one thing you don't want to do is drop the bat and head to first base.
Payoff pitch. And he's walked another. So 3 of the first 5 reaching via the walk.
Let's see if Carl Willis or somebody comes out to talk to him, because he's not the way you want to start for sure. And you know what? His secondary pitches, the pitch he threw to Rizzo, 3-2, was a changeup he missed with. That 3-2 pitch, a slider. Secondary pitches he's going to have to throw for strikes if he's going to deal with it. And then Gomes is trying to work him through here.
Now, the one guy you don't have to throw strikes to is this hitter.
Well, we'll see how they sequence him, because Bauer had him swinging at everything last night.
Swung at a ball, strike 1.
This guy comes up hacking from the on deck circle, man. He doesn't.
Even as bad as he looked on some of those swings last night, he still wound up 2 for 4 with a triple.
Yeah.
Out of play, it's 0-2.
Yeah, he's definitely in swing mode.
Now, granted, Pletko's only making a second start with the big league club, but this is an Indians pitching staff as a whole that has walked the fewest number of batters in the American League. They're 8th in strikeouts as a group, 5th overall in earned run average. And the 0-2 is popped out of play. Two on, nobody out. And now it's a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, if he's got his breaking ball now or his curveball that he can throw, slow it down and make him chase one.
Oh, got him looking at a fastball.
He locked him up. He was looking for a breaking ball. Came inside with the heater to get the first out, and he could not pull the trigger. It's rare when you see him take a called strike, but look at, he had to be looking away, and he gets a fastball right on the inside corner. Good pitch, first out.
Yeah, you can see him nodding in agreement. Yeah, doggone it, you got me.
It got me guessing.
Yep.
I guessed wrong.
Addison Russell 0 for 4 last night. High and deep to center. Rajay, what a catch up against the ivy. He pulls it out and throws all the way back to the infield, chasing the runners back. A phenomenal catch by Rajay Davis here in the second.
Boy, he had that timed beautifully. He got back there in time. He jumped perfectly, goes up and takes at least a double away from Russell. Wasn't sure if that thing was going to carry, but he got it, gets it in quickly. The runners get back, so out number 2. Are they going to challenge something here?
Challenge all they want.
No, Lindor wants to challenge second base, and somebody hit the bag and didn't go. Watch, he's got to come set, and they're going to challenge that he overran the bag and maybe didn't re-tag it, I think. Let's see. They're saying no, but that's what Lindor was telling me. If the ball's put back in play, you've got to come from the set. You've got to get the ball back in play. You've got to have your foot on the rubber and then step off and throw to second base. They appealed, but it didn't work.
Adam Pletko with a chance to get out of what looked like a big mess here in the second inning after walking the first 2. Low in the dirt. 2-0. Now this is big on a number of fronts for Pletko. One for himself, just to get out of this mess and give himself a chance to keep in the fight. Also, the Cubs have been a lethal team early in games. They have outscored their opponents by 34 runs on the year in the first 2 innings. 3-0.
Well, you've got the pitcher on deck, so you better be careful here.
Much as I hate to say it, I'd almost just put the 4 down and go ahead, take first.
Well, you don't want to paint him into a corner where he has to throw strikes, even though it is the pitcher, but still, you got to be very careful here.
Bases are loaded. 3rd walk of the inning.
And this is looking like last night's game, except for the Indians pitchers with the walks. So Lester will come to the plate now.
Playing with fire, as they say, and John Lester on the year 2 for 17 as a hitter. Has struck out 6 times.
Well, he's 2 out of 8 first pitch strikes.
He checks his swing. Lindor can take all day to throw to first, and the inning is over. The Cubs leave him loaded. Phew! Rajay Davis with a big catch in center field. No score through 2.
Up on this baseball as Russell drills it to left center field, and you can see him. He knows he's on the warning track. He never took a peek, and you can see 24.8 sprint speed to get back there. And you have that feeling, you know, when you're getting close to that wall, and you never really want to make contact because there's bricks behind the ivy. Look at Pletko. That was just a well-timed play for Raj.
There is no padding. And that's why we saw a couple of guys last night on fly balls deep to the outfield. You go back rather gingerly. Melky Cabrera got turned around on one, and we saw, I think, Ben Zobrist also in a similar situation. You can't go headlong into that wall. You'll lose.
When there's any doubt in your mind that you may hit the wall or something, you gotta stop, or you could really get hurt. Look where Rizzo is for Davis, and Davis really doesn't bunt, especially that way.
Pitch down low, ball 1.
He was smothering him. He had to be about 75 feet away.
I mean, he's
Watch,
backed up from where he was.
He's going to creep in a little closer.
Two 2-0 the count for Rajay Davis, and of course the pitcher Adam Pletko on deck. Oh, he smokes it. And the Tribe has their leadoff man aboard, and a bunting opportunity now for Adam Pletko.
Oh, yeah, and Pletko has never had an at-bat in professional ball. Didn't hit at college. 2-0 pitch, you know you're going to get a pitch to hit here. Hitting 8th with the pitcher on deck. He gets it, lines it in, gets another hit. Already 4 hits for the Indians through the first 8 guys.
So he never had an at-bat in the pros.
Right.
He never had an at-bat in college either.
Right.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yes. to bunt it. We'll see. Now, you know, Raj may be able to steal second base. That comes into play now.
He pulls it back, and it's ball one. I'm with you. I'd give him
a chance to run. You know, if you're Pletko, just make sure that you get a strike to bunt. Easier said than done, because
he bunts it.
Boy.
Gets it down.
Well done.
Lester with the underhand flip to first.
I'll tell you what, give him some props there, baby. Well done. I don't know if he's, I want to find out. Andre, you got to find out the last time he's had an at-bat.
Well, again, he had the bat out in front of the plate. Got it down on the ground. That's well done.
Yes.
And now a man in scoring position for Francisco Lindor.
Well, you got to be careful, because they are playing, and Baez is right on the base, and Raj will steal third, but not when he's that close.
Throw down, almost got away, and a nice job by Baez to knock it down.
That guy likes to throw behind the plate, boy, and Baez, he'll go anywhere. That you wander off. Look at, they had that planned. That first pitch, he makes a nice pick, and he was going to pick it and drop the tag down on him, but he gets back there.
Oh boy, popped him up. Third baseman Chris Bryant gives way to Addison Russell. 2 down. And that'll bring up Michael Brantley, who extended his hitting streak to 12 games with a single in the first. Since Michael Brantley was inserted into the 2 spot in the batting order, the Indians have averaged 6 runs per game.
Yeah, he's done a beautiful job in that number 2 hole.
Eighth time Michael Brantley has had a streak of 12 games or more now.
He's hitting .348 from the number 2 spot. 4 homers, 11 ribbies, 13 runs scored. So really been productive.
Well, I mean, think about it. What I say, it's been 10 games, so this is his 11th game in the 2 hole. He's got a 12-game hitting streak.
Yeah. There you go. Ignited.
I can hear Terry Francona right now saying, yeah, if only it were that easy. There's a soft single center field. Around third, coming home to score is Rajai Davis, and the Indians take the lead. Michael Brantley delivering with a 2-out RBI single. And he's been dynamite not only this year, but in his career with runners in scoring position. This year hitting .293 in those situations.
Well, and he just gets enough of it. That ball is away. That's not a bad pitch by Lester, but look at Michael stay on the ball off the end of the bat. He flares it in there, but boy, got enough of it. 2-out base hit, toughest one to get. The Indians draw first blood.
And now Jose Ramirez. Well, and you pointed it out, Rick. I mean, the Indians 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5 hits already against John Lester. He had allowed only 40 hits in 50 innings coming into tonight's game on the year.
I don't think he minds giving up the base hits, because the last time he pitched against him in his 7 innings, he gave up 4 hits, but 3 of them left the ballpark, and that's what cost him.
That's half his season total of homers in one start.
Right. So, you know, if you're going to get him, I don't think he'll mind those base hits as much. But their approach has been good so far.
Bottom of the strike zone, a called strike.
You know, Lester, you know, he's a grizzled veteran, man. He goes out there. He's the only pitcher to start at least 30 games in each of the last 10 seasons.
Talk about durable.
Yeah.
Baez throws out Ramirez to end the inning. But a couple of hits, one in the clutch, leads to the game's first run. 1-0 Cleveland, middle of the third. At Elk and Elk, Josh Reddick has a left leg infection and gastrointestinal discomfort, followed by a left cervical strain for Brandon Geyer. Well, that's a three of a kind you don't see very often.
Oh, right.
Now, Geyer, the unusual nature of his injury is that he was hurt, and all players know this, you enter the stands at your own risk. And when he went after a foul ball down in Houston, he ran into a fan's elbow, kind of knocked him sideways, and he ends up on the DL. Andre, any updates?
Oh, he's got a sore neck since that hurt occurred in Houston, and they didn't want him playing with it, and they just figured with the situation and bringing Pletko up, it was best to try to get him some time down. Now that Derek Fisher injury, not to make light of it, but that's the same thing that happens after I usually get done talking to Arch after lunch. But that's the situation. Chiz also, I'm paying attention to Lonnie Chisenhall. He's playing in Columbus tonight, and hopefully he's getting closer. Zimmer did go through BP yesterday and today, was fully able to go through it, swung the bat well according to the coaches. They're hoping by Friday, Saturday that they'll be able to get him into a game.
How about Thursday?
I said Friday or Saturday. That's the weekend, right?
You know, isn't it amazing when you think
but we
about
start
that?
a series on Thursday.
You've got Zimmer, Naquin,
It's amazing.
Geyer, and Chisenhall all on. That's the entire outfield on the DL.
And remember, coming into the season, that wasn't the outfielder people were worried about being banged up. It was the guy in left field. He's been the most consistent of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. We always talk about it every year. You go to spring training, you fret over who's going to make the team, who's going to be on, who's not going to be. A month later, you don't even. Melky Cabrera wasn't even around yet, and now he's your starting right fielder. Rajay Davis signed late. He's your starting center fielder tonight. Greg Allen is
Crazy
played a lot.
How everything changes. It happens to just about everybody.
Two-two pitch to Ian Happ, and he swings and pops it foul. That's going to go out of play. It's also why when the manager calls the team together for their first assembly in spring training, and Terry Francona, he really stresses, look, it takes everybody on the 40-man roster has to be ready to and willing to step up when called upon, because you're only an injury or two away from being in the spotlight. Adam Pletko, perfect example of that.
Throwing a lot of pitches early into this game.
to center field. Rajay. One down.
Well, the Indians are waiving ticket fees for this weekend's game. So you can purchase tickets to either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday's game by the end of tonight, by midnight. No matter the seats or the tickets, and there's no fees involved. That's right. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Do it by midnight tonight, and there are no fees involved.
Indians dropped 2 out of 3 to the Astros in Houston, so a chance for some payback in Cleveland. Kyle Schwarber takes a strike. Fastball a little low, 1-1.
I guess this is where you want to face this guy, is here as opposed to back at home.
Wasn't it here several years ago when you and I were here and Schwarber was up, but they said they were going to send him right back down, and it never happened.
Yeah.
The 1-2. He got a piece and stays alive. That's back when he was catching.
Yeah,
that's right. He was a catcher.
He was a rookie. Remember, they brought him up, and they were getting him ready to DH because they were getting ready to go to the American League. They put him in on that one game that we played because one was rained out, and he never went back to Iowa. Well, he did go back to Iowa actually, but he didn't go back after that stint.
1-2 had him out front reaching.
I could tell you something what could be helping him when he's at Progressive Field compared to here against the Indians. I actually went into the clubhouse, the Cubs clubhouse yesterday, and his good luck charm, an Ohio State Buckeyes helmet is in his locker still today. Nice, bright, and shiny. It's a beautiful sight that I did not expect to see when I went into the Cubs clubhouse.
Now the 1-2. A little low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pleco has made 50 pitches so far here tonight. And he's out looking. Fastball locked him up inside corner. Second strikeout for Pleco. Both of them on the same pitch.
Yeah, fastball inside, and then you can tell that tells me that they're all looking away. You get to 2 strikes, you're looking for something away, whether it's off speed or a fastball, and it's locked up. Both he and Baez with the fastballs in.
Here's Chris Bryant, ground out victim his first time up, and he swings and fouls it off. Oh, perfect outside edge, just sliced the corner, and he gets ahead of him 0-2.
There's a little slide piece right there, right on the outside corner.
Oh, he got a piece of it. Looked like he had him out in front and fooled, but somehow Bryant just able to spoil it. Let's take another look. Same pitch, Arch?
Yes, same pitch. Right there, it would have been a strike, but he fouled it off the mask of Gomes.
Also looked like it might have nicked his shoulder as it fouled past the Indians catcher. And the 0-2 swung on and missed. Adam Pleco with a fastball takes care of Chris Bryant, strikes out a pair, and the Cubs go 1-2-3. 1-0 Cleveland through 3 at Wrigley. Edwin Encarnacion leading off takes a strike from John Lester. Thanks, Al. Justin Verlander has been rock solid ever since the Astros made that deal for him.
Yeah, that's the only guy we will not face in that series starting out tomorrow.
Oh, 2 offering. Struck him out on 3 pitches. Second strikeout for John Lester. Player profile brought to you by Levin Furniture. And for John Lester, a former second-round pick of the Red Sox back in '02. A 3-time world champion. Melky Cabrera fouls it off. John Lester threw a no-hitter back in '08 against Kansas City.
.163 wins by the lefty. Look at CeCe up at 239.
Cabrera lays off.
Well, and you see he's made 30 starts for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
and you know, we were talking about pitching and getting 300 wins. We'll be lucky to see pitchers get 200 wins nowadays. The way this game's going, where starters, you know, it's involved with the bullpens.
Yeah.
We had a chance to talk to a great left-hander that's here doing the game tonight for the MLB channel, Jim Cott, who pitched for about 26 years and has over 280 wins, and he's not in the Hall of Fame.
2-2. Shoots a foul. What does he have? About 16 Gold Gloves.
Yeah, he was spectacular. He's a great player. Matter of fact, he was coaching in Cincinnati when Pete Rose was the manager, and he coached Carl Willis. He was Carl Willis's pitching coach. How about that? The train.
Pretty good guy to learn from. Three-two count for Melky Cabrera. And Lester strikes him out looking at a pitch. Bottom of the zone. It was maybe on the outside edge. This is a pitcher's pitch if there ever was one.
Well, right there, he thought it might have been a little low, but if you're consistent like that, pitchers will like it, and the hitters can't complain. But the key is being consistent, calling that pitch.
2 down for Yan Gomes, a single in the second inning.
Send along a couple birthday wishes. Ethel Peachman is turning 101 today. Ethel, very special happy birthday to you. Joseph Sventek is 90 from Sherman, New York. John Sutton, 77 from Warren. Happy birthday.
Yan Gomes gets a piece. And stay alive.
Congratulations to Jack Berkowitz, graduating high school this week.
All right. Yan Gomes sends a fly ball to center right at Ian Happ, and the Indians go 1-2-3 for the first time today. Kia Sorrento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. By Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Chevy Network dealers. Visit ClickChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads.
They're back.
This is, we believe, the fourth different Star Wars night that the Indians have been a party to so far this year. I believe the big Star Wars movie opens tomorrow. Anthony Rizzo leading off for Chicago here in the home half of the fourth, and he pulls it foul as per usual.
Yeah. Anything in there, that's he may hit it hard, but he's going to pull it foul if you get it in there.
First time through the order, Pletko walked 4 Cubs. He's retired the first 3 he has faced second time around. A little bit outside to Rizzo. It's 2-1. Off the end of the bat, but right at Ramirez. 1 down.
Well, Pletko, he has the fastball, slider, curve working. You know, he's been having a tough time locating some of these pitches, but there's the fastball. Here you'll see a little slider to the right-hander, right on the outside edge, and now get a good look at the curveball. That's the one you can slow down a little bit.
Wilson Contreras walked his only time up. Swung out and missed. Nice breaking ball there. It is 1-1. Low and away. And a high pop. Right field, Melky Cabrera. 2 down. Adam Pletko grew up in California, and coming out of high school, he was a 6th-round pick of the Houston Astros back in 2010. But he said at the time, you know, I just didn't feel like I was ready. I just didn't feel like that was for me, jumping into professional baseball at age 18. So he went to UCLA. I mean, he had a scholarship offer. It wasn't like a really hard decision, because you figure, well, as long as I don't injure myself severely.
Well, yeah, you can learn a little bit more. Some kids, you know, they might be a little too young and coming out of high school. It's quite a difference when you go into professional ball.
He went to, you know, UCLA, helped them win a national championship.
Right.
Pitched well in for the Bruins, and then ended up being drafted by the Indians. There's a high fly ball, left field. Michael Brantley. 1, 2, 3. Go the Cubs. 4 in the books. The Indians 1, the Cubs nothing.
that was just pure emotion and trying to get us back into the game, and that was us getting back into the game, and I think everyone was giving their all, and it's something that I won't forget. I can play it very visually and vividly in my mind right now, and even Rajay's, I remember that vividly, and there's a lot of stuff, but at the end of the day, it's a memory, and it's something that's cherished, but we move on.
And Jason Kipnis will lead off here in the 5th inning. 0 for 1 on the night. Fans can look back and remember, and we as broadcasters and writers can take time to look back and reminisce and talk about games of years gone by. But when you're a player and you're in the middle of it, you have to live in the moment.
Yeah,
don't you?
You got to move on. You know, you always think, I guess, when you're a player, I'll have time to sit back and think about it. But you got to be around the same people, and the guys, you know, when they start talking about it, or, you know, it's in your mind. You just got to shake it loose every once in a while.
The 1-2 is right back up the middle. Backhanded by Baez, off balance throw, right on the money. Well, with John Lester on the mound in Game 7, the wild pitch drilled David Ross in the face mask, and it stunned him. And Jason Kipnis very alertly saw what was going on, had the play in front of him, and he just kept going.
Well, and once Ross fell, and I'm sure he was watching all the way, and he knew it. He didn't stop. He just continued to keep right on going. And that's something, boy, you just don't think about. It's reactionary, and it was that's fun to watch.
In off the plate, 2-0.
Second straight time he's been 2-0 to Rajai. And he hit the 2-0 pitch for a base hit the last time up. They're really playing him over in the hole at short, and his base hit was up towards second base on the shortstop side.
That's out of play. Rajay led off the third with a single. Adam Pletko sacrificed him to second base. And with 2 out, Michael Brantley brought him home with a single to center. And he has just singled again. Now Arch with 1 out. Would he be maybe trying to steal a base rather than just sacrificing?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, he'll be up here in the sacrifice mode again, I think, but it's up to Raj. If he feels like he can get a jump and take off, he will. And then you can maybe bunt him to third. But he laid down a beautiful sacrifice his first time up. Brantley gave the Indians the lead with a 2-out base hit.
They throw back, and he almost threw it away.
Yeah, Baez saved him there. That ball was down the right field line, and you also look out on right field. Hayward's over there backing up too. I mean, he knows that what's going to happen. They charge. This is like a play, a setup play. You throw it outside for a ball, and he was lucky Baez was able to get there and save it.
Pletko tried to bunt it, but fouled it straight back, 1-1.
And that time, you know, Lester really just came set and went. He didn't really pause much. He's got a huge lead. See what happened? He took off, and he just held the ball, and then he threw it after he saw Davis go back. I mean, he had a huge lead there. Now watch, he took off, and he still held it.
2-1 the count. Davis does not go.
Again. Hey, we got to have Plutko teach some of these guys how to bunt on this team. He's done it 2 for 2 tonight.
Really
he can
well
do
done.
it. Is it that easy?
So 2 down, a runner in scoring position for Francisco Lindor, who singled in the first, popped up on the infield his last time up. Raj in scoring position. Lindor has been on quite a roll. Slow breaking ball in for a strike. Even though he was 3 for his previous 23 going into last night's series opener, he had 2 doubles, scored 2 runs, had a couple of walks. Right here, back here tonight, 1 for 2. In off the dish. This is only his 62nd at bat with men on base. And with runners in scoring position, his 37th at bat. To third. Bryant throws him out. Lester gets out of a little jam here in the 5th. We're halfway through. 1-0 Cleveland.
We stand ready to serve all military families.
Now the Indians put the wood to the Cubs yesterday early, and they ran out to a 10-0 lead, ultimately winning the game 10-1. Different story so far here tonight. 1-0 Cleveland. Bottom of the 5th, Addison Russell to lead it off. Russell has the hardest hit ball of the game so far for the Cubs. With the bases loaded and 1 out, I'm sorry, with first and second and 1 out in the 2nd inning. He drove one deep to the outfield, left center field, and Rajai Davis went up against the ivy and made the catch. The 1-1. Foul back. This was the play back in the second inning.
See, he had enough time to, he had that one extra step where when he jumped, he had a little room before he got to the wall.
I wonder too if it helps that he has played here before. He has a number of games under his belt from being in the National League. Whereas if you're sort of a novice out there, I don't know if you might not have challenged that.
Well, the more times you get into a ballpark, obviously the more comfortable you will feel.
The 2-2. Pletko shaking off Gomes a couple of times. He wanted to throw the fastball, but it was up out of the zone. So now a full count. Can he locate it? Yes, strikes him out. I'm not sure that's where he wanted it, but it was just as effective, and it's his 4th strikeout of the night.
Looks like he elevated it a little bit, and he was able to get Russell to chase it. You see, that's up above that strike zone, and it looked good. It's a pitch you can see very well as a hitter, and he got him to chase after that high fastball.
Jason Hayward walked in the second inning. In fact, it was a 4-pitch walk that loaded the bases. And then he got John Lester to ground out to end that inning. Cubs haven't had a base runner since. 8 straight retired by Pletko. High and deep to right. Melky Cabrera over, circling around it, makes the catch. 2 down.
I got to tell you guys something real quick. Melky came off the field after the last inning. I mean, he and Jason Kipnis both talked about the sky. Now it's a little bit darker now, so it's a little bit better. But they've had trouble communicating and seeing, and they didn't have to communicate on that play. But when the sun goes down, you know that shot we showed early in the game, guys?
Yeah.
When the sun goes down through those little areas you can see through, it is hard for the right fielder to pick up the ball in the sky. Now that it's darker, better, but it's a hard place to see.
How about John Lester? No, sir. Raj Davis makes the catch. Adam Pletko is set down 10 in a row. 1-0 Cleveland through 5. Rajay Davis led off the third with a single. Went to second on a bunt, and with 2 outs, Michael Brantley brought him home, and that has been the game's only run. And the way this game started out, it didn't look like Adam Plutko would be around long. He walked 4 in the first 2 innings. And then something clicked. I don't know what it was. He got Lester on that ground out. Now he's retired 10 straight Chicago hitters.
Settled down, didn't he?
Michael Brantley, Jose Ramirez, Edwin Encarnacion to bat for the Indians here in the 6th. All right, I want to talk to you about this. I just think this kind of stuff is fascinating. So Jose Ramirez and Michael Brantley have combined this year for 600 swings coming into tonight. 600 swings. How many times do you think they have missed the baseball in 600 swings? If you had to
between the two of them,
just guess.
All right. Well, I know now because these guys, I know Michael had a string going, and so did Jose for a while there. So out of 600 swings and misses, I would say 40.
Oh, okay. You're really 78. But that's
swing. Yeah, that's hard to do out of 600.
601 swings against Major League pitching. They've only missed 78 times. Now, Jose has the 6th lowest miss percentage. Brantley's right behind him, 7.
Okay.
Only 5 guys have a better swing and contact percentage than those 2
Well,
guys.
they have a knack for it, boy. I mean, when they swing, and that's why Michael hits so well when he swings and hits the first pitch and puts it in play. What's he? He's about 500, isn't he?
Let's see.
I know he was up there.
Yeah.
You know, when he puts that first pitch in play, if he gets after it.
552.
Yeah, he's over 500.
Blowing away. But the great thing is you know, baseball's a matchup game, and I was alluding to it earlier. John Lester has one of the highest swing and miss rates on curveballs since the start of last year, and so that's, you've got these 2 guys who don't swing and miss, but with his curveball, it's so good that that's the interesting matchup to watch tonight. He got Ramirez to strike out swinging in the first, and it turned into a strike him out, throw him out double play.
Yeah, that was that back foot. It looked like it, maybe a slider.
But Brantley fighting him tooth and nail here, and it was Brantley who singled off Lester in the 3rd to provide the game's only run.
Michael is just a tough out. If you're a pitcher, you're going to have to get him out. You're going to have to throw strikes. And even if you get down to 2 strikes, he'll foul it off. He'll still make you work. He'll make you throw a lot of pitches.
High pitch.
And see that borderline, but he lays off of it. Great hitters have a knack to lay off pitches that are right on the edges or just off, just outside the strike zone. That's what separates a 300 hitter to about a 260 hitter. The guys that can lay off the tough pitches.
In on his fist, but he fouls that off.
Boy, he is making him work, and that might have been, you know, a ball, but he fouls it off and lives for another pitch.
Brantley with a 12-game hitting streak. 2 for 2 tonight. And that's outside, ball 4. Low and away.
How about that at bat?
You guys talk about what makes a great hitter, and the one thing that stands out in talking to Michael Brantley about hitting, he simplifies it, guys. He always simply says to me, they got to put it over the plate. I'm not going to get worried about how hard they're throwing. I'm not going to worry about what hand they throw from. They've got to put it over the plate, and I got to put a good swing on it. That's the only rules Michael Brantley lives on when he's in the box.
But when you watch that at bat right there in particular, you can tell how well he's seeing the ball, because he's taking pitches that are just inches off the plate, and he's not even offering at him.
He knows his strike zone, Matt.
Yeah.
He knows what he can swing at. He knows what he can do with it, and he trusts it.
But boy, it's tough to take pitches that are an inch or two off the plate.
Well, we talked about that last night, and having a 2-0 count or 3-2 count, or 3-0 count, and willing to take 2 strikes. He's willing because he knows he can make it happen.
Now Jose Ramirez pops one sky high, and if it's playable, Bryant reaches over and he got it. Did he hold on?
Yeah,
they said he did.
He did. Boy, as a hitter, you want that one to please go over and hit the netting. And see, you're getting help from your own dugout right there. He's holding you in play. That's Hickey, the pitching coach. Look at that. He held him in there. You go to the visitors' dugout there, you're not going to see everybody will move away.
You can catch it and then go into the dugout.
There's the curveball.
Cubs pitching coach Jim Hickey. Could probably get an assist on that put out.
Yeah, right.
Oh, Edwin had a rip and a high fastball and could not square it. Smell the burn.
Yeah, that's just above his hitting zone, though. You can put a good swing on it, but it's tough to get the barrel head out front. You bring it down about 3 or 4 inches, and that would be his nitro zone. And Lester knows that.
One ball, 2 strikes. And he strikes him out. Second time tonight. 2 down in the inning.
Well, you want to start your weekend off on the right foot? Well, come on out to the ballpark. Progressive Field will be Dollar Dog night. Houston Astros will be in town before the game go down into the district. There will be fireworks to follow. Go to Indians.com for your tickets.
Melky Cabrera 0 for 2. And takes a low fastball, bottom of the strike zone. Pulls it foul at the third base side. John Lester just over 90 pitches on the night. Right back to him. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Cleveland 1, Chicago nothing.
Visit Indians.com for complete details.
Indians have a 1-0 lead. And it will be the top of the order for the Cubs here in the 6th inning. Ian Happ, Kyle Schwarber, Chris Bryant. Adam Plutko has struck out 4. He has walked 4, but he has retired the last 10 in a row. And Ian Happ walked in the first, flied to center in the 3rd. Ground ball to first.
Oh, you love that.
Edwin on 1 pitch takes it to the bag. 1 down. Well, the Indians will head back home, and tomorrow night they'll welcome in the world champion Astros at Progressive Field. Charlie Morton for Houston and Mike Clevenger for the Indians. Our coverage begins with Indians Live at 5:30. First pitch at 6 on Sports Time Ohio, and it streams on Fox Sports Go.
They matched up back in Houston in the first game of that series, and Morton ended up beating Clev. So,
you guys want to know how locked in Francisco Lindor is? He just asked me in between innings, who do I face tomorrow night when Houston comes to town? He has no idea.
That's good. Stand a moment. Kyle Schwarber 0 for 2. In the first inning, Ian Happ walked to start the game, and then Schwarber's up, and he lifted a high foul ball down the left field line, and for whatever reason, Ian Happ had run almost all the way to second base, and when he saw Michael Brantley catch it, he turning it back, he stumbled, and it was a double play, and boom. Any potential trouble that Plutko could have gotten into was avoided. 1 hopper to Kipnis, and he throws him out. 2 down.
well, this was a huge mistake and by Happ, and it was a foul ball to begin with. Normally you're retreating, going back. He went forward, and it was an easy play for Brantley to throw behind him and get him at first. Did him a favor.
And then in the second inning, Plutko again had problems with throwing strikes. He walked a couple of guys, got a great strikeout of Baez. Tremendous play from Rajay in center field, which we've shown. And then he got out of the inning, and since then he has just mowed them down. 13 in a row by the Indians rookie right-hander. Your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. A beautiful night along Lake Michigan here in Chicago, Illinois. The Indians with a 1-0 lead as we move to the 7th inning. And for Cleveland, Yan Gomes Jason Kipnis, Rajay Davis 2 up. John Lester, just over 90 pitches on the night. Back on the pitch here in the 7th inning in front of 39,004. The attendance here at Wrigley. Obviously, most of the 39,000 in attendance are Cubs fans, but Indians fans have been well represented here in this 2-game set.
Yes, they have. They're sprinkled throughout. You see them texting.
Good tickets. I mean, some of them are right there in the front row. Ground ball hit at the second baseman, Javi Baez. 1 down. Let's pause right now for a word from Circle K.
Polar Pop, just 79 cents every day, only at Circle K.
1 down for Jason Kipnis, now 0 for 2 on the evening. It's away from Contreras. Ball 1. Jason Kipnis not in agreement with Ted Barrett, but count evens at 1-1. Now Lester with a 2-1 to Kipnis. And that's low. 3 balls and a strike, and Rajay Davis waits on deck. Again, if you weren't with us last night, the bullpens are no longer in play here in Wrigley, and they are completely out of view. They are underneath the bleachers beyond the ivy-covered walls. As Kipnis swings and pops one foul out of play. At the start of the inning, bullpens were quiet, but as Lester closes in on 100 pitches, I would imagine there's probably some activity down there for Chicago, but Murph says no, not yet.
Well, his first start against the Indians, he went 7 innings. Trying to go 7 now. At least get through, keep his team in the ball game.
100th pitch of the night. Kipnis with a fly ball to left over near the line is Schwarber, and he's got it 2 down. Well, the Cavaliers are down 11 at halftime against the Boston Celtics in their playoff series. If you just joined us, Adam Plutko has been marvelous here tonight. He struggled early with the walks. He had 4 in the first 2 innings, but since then he has retired 13 in a row. He has struck out 4. The Cubs do not have a hit, and their last base runner was in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, he settled down, and boy, he got locked in. And he's in 81 pitches here.
Rajay 2 for 2, 2 singles, and he has scored the only run of this game.
3rd straight at bat, 2-0 count to Davis. He singled both times. He singled on the 2-0 pitch, his first at bat in the 3rd. He hit the 2-1 pitch in the 5th.
Rajay having a meeting with himself after that last swing.
Yeah, he got up and got a little too aggressive after the high fastball.
In the air, right field near the line. Hayward over, and he makes the catch. It came back, it looked like. He was ready to try and climb up the wall. Didn't have to. The Indians go in order. Stretch time at Wrigley. 1-0 Cleveland. Three times since the start of 2014, and I think we know why. We've talked about it. He stands right on top of home plate. He doesn't give in, and yet teams still try to pitch him in. You have to, and so if you miss, you're probably going to drill him.
Well, and if you throw one on the outside corner and he's on that plate, that's right to the barrel, the sweet spot of his bat.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll hit a lot of foul balls. He'll pull them and he'll go crazy. But you make a mistake in there, and he can hurt you.
Adam Plutko. Delivers up high, ball one. Rizzo walked to lead off the second inning. He grounded to third to lead off the fourth inning. Three-man shift right side of the infield. And there's a base hit to right field. Cabrera can't cut it off, but it's really of no consequence because Rizzo was going to second all the way. And a leadoff double for Chicago here in the seventh.
First hit of the ball game. And you watch it up. I bet he doesn't get it in there. You see that ends up being middle of the plate, and that's where he can do damage if you don't get it in. And he gets it all the way to the wall. So for Rizzo, that's going to be his his fifth double. So they get the leadoff man aboard.
Andrew Miller is just starting to get loose in the Cleveland bullpen, and that's going to bring Carl Willis out for a chat. Try to stall, even though, as we pointed out, it's only 83 pitches for Plutko.
Yeah. Well, going through the lineup for that third time, he's been fine. He's just going to slow it down a little bit. Let him, you know, just talk to him. Get his game plan set. And also get Miller ready.
Could you have imagined the way the first two innings unfolded that Plutko would be flirting with a no-hitter into the seventh inning?
Not a no-hitter, but you know, I knew it's only his second major league start. You're in Wrigley Field and you're with the Cubs, and you know, I could understand how his control had issues, but he locked it in.
Yeah.
You know, after he got Lester out in that second inning, that's what settled him down. There was the bases loaded, and they didn't have a hit, but he settled down and he's been on cruise control. So he's worked very hard.
Wilson Contreras trying to bunt the runner to third, but fouls it back. Think he has one, a sacrifice on the air?
Well, I'm going to look. They have 14, but Contreras has none. And, you know, most of them are by the pitchers. There's 7, 10. There's 12 of the 14 by pitchers.
Well, there you go.
Hayward has one, and Almora has one. So, what, you know, they're doing something out of the norm, which is fine.
Swings and gets him over there anyway. And Kipnis can't get it out of his glove, and he's safe at first.
Yeah, the way he approached that ball when he was going down to slide, he turned his body around and he couldn't turn it around to make a throw. And that's what you do. You hit it the other way. Watch. If he slides and gets up, he's fine. He's trying to do the 360, but he couldn't get to his feet. And that gave Contreras time to beat it out. That'll be an infield single.
And so with runners at the corners and nobody out, Javier Baez to the plate. And he is 0 for 2 on the night. And here comes Terry Francona. He's going to go to Andrew Miller. Adam Pletko goes 6 innings plus the 2 batters here in the 7th. He leaves after a double by Rizzo and a single by Wilson Contreras. The Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen has been made. Heck of an effort by Adam Pletko tonight in just his 2nd major league start. It's Miller time in Chicago when we come back. Javier Baez will be coming to the plate. For the Indians, Andrew Miller still trying to round his way back into form. It's his 16th appearance on the year. He came on and worked in last night's game, just 1/3 of an inning, but he faced Javier Baez and gave up a triple. Then he got Addison Russell to fly out to end the inning. But now a different situation, because Baez is up there with the tying run at third. Go ahead run at first. 7th inning. Middle infield double play depth.
He is the league leader in the National League in runs batted in at 38. Andrew fell behind him last night and then had to go to him later. But you know he's going to be in swing mode.
Miller went right at him with a good fastball at 94. When Andrew Miller is at his best, first and third, nobody out, you figure he could strike out the side and still get out of this without allowing a run.
Well, the thing you want to do is just minimize anything that happens.
Bunt. Miller, they're coming home with it, and they've got him out at the plate.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, he laid it right down in front where Miller could get to it, and he didn't panic. He got him the ball, and he gave Gomes a good feed, and it was a nice, easy tag right there. But watch the bunt directly back to Miller. Just don't panic. Rizzo had to stop, and you can see the tag right there. They get out. Now you're first and second. You've got your one out. You're a ground ball away from getting a double play to get out of it. Well, now you're going to have to get a hit. Now, what's Joe Madden talking? They want to take a look at it for the tag. They want to challenge that call. They want to challenge that call at home plate.
Probably figures
on the tag.
What if you have? You don't have anything to lose. Why not, right? If you're the Cubs.
Well, it's late in the game. He's probably figuring this foot got in. But let's take a look. See, Gomes has a glove down by plenty, and he brings it back and he goes in. But there's the tag on the leg, and the foot's not even there yet. So that's not gonna. It'll be the same call, I believe. He got him on the thigh before that foot came in.
I mean, I didn't see anything that would indicate that they're going to overturn this. It looks like he tags him before he gets to the plate.
Yeah.
Pretty clearly.
No, he's in front of it. There it is. Call stands.
So one down. And runners first and second. Addison Russell, the batter. So that was the Cubs challenge, and they have no more challenges remaining, though. We'll see if it matters. 2 on, 1 out. Addison Russell, the batter.
Well, this is the guy that the Indians have to get going. Andrew Miller. He is the bridge in that bullpen. He is the guy they rely on. He's lights out when he's on, and if he's healthy.
Swung on and missed. There's a good breaking ball. He gets ahead of him 1 and 2. The other thing too about the Cubs challenging that play, after the 7th inning, you can ask the umpire, hey, would you take a look at that?
Right. They wanted to take a shot at it, but to no avail.
Fouled back
Just
by
on
Russell.
the end of Gomes' glove.
High fastball, trying to get him to swing through it.
Absolutely, he did earlier, but he just got a piece of it, goes off the end of Gomes' catcher's mitt and stays alive.
And the 1-2 is low and away. One nothing Cleveland. Two. Swung on and missed. Did you see that swing? 2 down.
Well, totally fooled. He thought he was getting the fastball. And let's check out the sequence here. And you watch. He started him off with a little slider away for a strike. He missed with the backdoor slider there. Come back with another one. Strike 2. Tried to elevate it. He fouled it off. He missed with another slider, but he's not going to miss with this one. That was like an emergency hack right there. Look at he was just trying to foul it off. He couldn't do it, so they got the second out. One big one to go.
Yeah, Jason Hayward has walked and flied out. Looks at a pitch inside for ball 1. Albert Almora Jr. has moved to the on-deck circle to hit for Lester. should the inning continue. I'm guessing Lester's night is over either way. Carl Edwards Jr. is warming in the Chicago bullpen. Big chopper foul. Inning started with a double by Rizzo, and an infield single by Contreras moved Rizzo to third, but then Baez bunted one back to the mound. Miller's throw to the plate cut down Rizzo at the dish, and then after Addison Russell struck out, it's Jason Hayward with the tying run at second base and 2 down. Now the 2-2. Slow chopper, first base. Edwin says, I've got it. He does. Inning over, and Andrew Miller, what a job. Comes on with 2 on, nobody out, slams the door, 1-0 Indians. Game very well played. Both sides, you've had some interesting strategy. You've had some tremendous individual efforts. What a job by Andrew Miller to get out of a big mess. And now Carl Edwards Jr. comes on to face Andrew Miller here in the 8th inning.
Not only did Plutko do a nice job pitching, he did a great job at the dish, and he's never hit before in his life. He had 2 sacrifice bunts.
Hey, you asked me to get the information. I get it. Last time he hit?
Yeah.
2009, his junior year of high school.
There you go.
2009.
Thank you.
You got it.
Unbelievable. And came up and made it look easy.
Francisco Lindor 1 for 3 on the night. Glancing off the bat. 1-on-1. And there's a ball served to center field. It's going to drop for a hit. Second hit of the night for Lindor. 1 on, 1 out for Michael Brantley.
Well, this is how the Indians did it tonight. Adam Plutko sacrificed Davis to second. There's 2 outs, and what happens? Michael Brantley. It's a base knock for the game's only run. He's been able to hold up so far.
That extended Michael Brantley's hitting streak to 12 games. Actually, he got a base hit in the first inning that officially extended his streak. In his 12-game hitting streak, he has 13 runs batted in. Now 30 on the year. With 1 out, how aggressive would you anticipate Lindor to be in this situation?
I don't think he's going to be running here unless he can really get a jump off this guy. There's no sense. They've already made a couple outs on the bases, so you have to be sure you got your good hitters coming up. Looking at that lead, it's not a huge lead over there.
Swing and a miss by Brantley at a high fastball. That was up there, top of the strike zone, 95 miles an hour. Rick, does it do anything to you as a base runner, as a base stealer, when the first baseman, he doesn't play on the bag, he's kind of jockeying for position?
Yeah, you know what? It could be a little uncomfortable. He's got to know his pitchers to play off the bag like that and wait for him before he can get back. He's trying to get that ball and slap a tag on him because he's left-handed. You know what I mean? Or he's playing off like that.
Oh, Brantley chased one down in the dirt and strikes out. Second K for Carl Edwards. 2 down in the inning.
You watch this pitch right here, a ball that goes straight down. My goodness. At 82, that's like a curveball there. Didn't look like it started out as a curveball, but it hit so far in front of the plate, he got Michael to chase it. You don't see him chase many.
No, we've highlighted it throughout the game. 2 of the toughest guys to swing and miss, and they've both done it at least once tonight. Ramirez struck out swinging in the first. Brantley here in the 8th. And Jose Ramirez 0 for 3 in the game. Boy, has he been on some kind of tear. In his last 20 games, Ramirez has driven home 22 runs, and he scored 19. Sometimes when pitchers, or rather when catchers, put that target so high up out of the strike zone, the pitch ends up being not too bad, but I think sometimes it's hard to get it called because the umpire sees you.
You want it up and out of the zone.
That one really high, 3-1.
So now you just stay put over there and give him an opportunity with 3-1 count for Hosey to look for the fastball that he likes here in this situation. They'll be running 3-2 anyway.
No, Edwards just reared back and challenged him, and Jose fouls it back. Full count.
So now you're off and running. Rizzo drops back. That's to sort of take away that double down the line, if anything.
Base hit, center field. Lindor around second. On his way to third, and he'll stop there. Ian Happ had to quickly get that ball back in. And now the Indians have runners at first and third with 2 down.
Well, he didn't throw him a fastball on the 3-2 pitch. He hung him a slider, and then Ramirez took advantage of it. You'll see the pitch, and Lindor was off and running. That ball was the slider right down the middle. That was at 81. Nothing like the one he threw to Brantley. He left that one upstairs. So that keeps the inning going, gives Encarnacion an opportunity with 2 outs now.
And Edwin is 0 for 3 on the night. Popped up foul back into the seats. Ramirez takes off, no throw. And so Ramirez has his 7th stolen base of the year.
Yeah, they weren't going to throw through, and they don't care now that with 2 outs, they want the hitter. And they have him down 0-2. But a base hit here, boy, would be so nice.
Edwin sends a high fly ball right center field, and Hayward comes in to make the catch. Indians strand a pair. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 Cleveland.
Before the game, you can enjoy pregame in the district. Presented by Budweiser. Stay after for a Pyro Bands themed fireworks display presented by Wayside Furniture. Just go to Indians.com for your tickets.
All right, so if you've been bouncing back and forth between our game and the Cavaliers playoff game, here's the situation. Greg Allen has come into the game defensively now in right field. Andrew Miller back on the bump. He got out of an unbelievable mess in the 7th inning. He'll start the 8th. Cody Allen is up and getting loose in the Cleveland bullpen if needed. So Tito might feel like he'll start Miller, and if he needs Allen to come on here and pitch in the 8th and finish it in the 9th, he'll do that. You've got Neil Ramirez also up with Cody Allen. And Albert Almora Jr. pinch hitting is down on the count quickly, 0-2.
Tell you what, that in the last inning when he ended up throwing that good slider and he got Russell, he was able to get Hayward out. He's come out and thrown 2 very good sliders to get ahead here.
Swings and sends a fly ball to center field. Rajay Davis, 1 down. The $15 district ticket presented by Sports Time Ohio includes your first drink, so get your friends. Come on down and catch the game from the corner and right or the drink rails and left. District tickets are only available online at Indians.com/district ticket. Bunt attempt goes back to the screen. Foul back, and that will find the seats. 0-2. Fastball up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Nice pitch.
Bring him up. Second strikeout for Andrew Miller.
You just watch the sequence here. He's going to come in, he's going to pound it with a couple of good fastballs, and he's going to put them away with the good slider. 2 strikeouts now for Miller.
It looks like Miller has taken a pretty good step towards getting back to where he wants to be.
And that's, yes, he certainly that slider, you know, that's the thing he didn't have coming back after he came off the disabled list, but he's getting a pretty good feel for it. But you know, that fastball too sets it up, and that fastball's at 94 tonight, and the control seems to be a little bit better, so things yeah, today very promising. And not only did he pitch him an inning, he sat him down, he brought him back out for another inning.
Kyle Schwarber quickly in the hole, 0-2. Schwarber with a fly ball, right field, long run. Greg Allen can't get there, but he'll cut it off, and he'll hold Schwarber to a long single. Terrific job defensively by Greg Allen. If that gets by him, then you've got a guy still on the move.
Yeah, he just came into the ball game too in that inning out to right field. And now an 0-2 pitch here. And this one, that slider was on the inside, so we may see a double switch here as Tito's going to come out. That wasn't the location he wanted that slider, and Schwarber on the 0-2 pitch gets a base hit.
Yeah, with Edwin Encarnacion making the last out, he can bring Yonder Alonso in.
Right.
And so he'll take over at first base, excuse me. And the pitcher Cody Allen will be coming on, I would imagine. Is that Cody? Yeah, Cody Allen is coming on. We'll give you the details when we come back. 1-0, 2 down, bottom of the 8th. And Cody Allen on, looking for a 4-out save here tonight. Making his 20th appearance. 2-1, a 3.32 ERA, 6 of 7 in save situations. He's got the right-handed hitting Chris Bryant coming up. Yonder Alonso comes into the game defensively now at first base. So Cody Allen goes into the spot of Edwin Encarnacion, who made the last out. And Yonder Alonso goes into the pitcher spot. So Yonder would be due up 5th should the Indians make some noise in the top half of the 9th. Right now it's Cody Allen against Chris Bryant.
When this game started, you didn't think this was going to be like a 1-0 ball game. You know, you look back to that first inning when they had some hits, some mistakes, some base runners. But this is one game I think you're going to have to win 1-0 here.
It has that feel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. And you're at the back end of that bullpen, and then this is what the Indians want. If you can finish it with Miller and then Allen.
High fly ball center field, shallow. In comes Rajay. He calls for it. Makes the catch. We go to the 9th. Cleveland 1, Chicago 0. Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Back here in Chicago, Indians lead the Cubs 1-0 as we go to the 9th inning. Brandon Morrow is the third pitcher of the night for Chicago, and making his 18th appearance of the season. Almora, who pinch hit for the pitcher, will stay in the game defensively in center field. Ian Happ goes to left, and so that means Morrow goes into Schwarber's spot in the order, the 2-hole. Yes. Greg Allen leading off, trying to bunt, goes foul.
Morrow appearing for the 18th time. He has a nice 1.13 ERA in his 16 innings. He struck out 16, walked 6, and has allowed 9 hits. Trying to keep it right here, 1-0. The Indians leading it.
Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. Strike 3 called. 99 miles an hour. Storylines brought to you by Ford as we go back and revisit them. Edwin Encarnacion had 3 home runs against John Lester in his career, but 0 for 3 tonight. Cubs have not been able to get the hits in the clutch, and tonight that was never more evident than in 2 instances. One in the 2nd inning, which they had the bases loaded, although there were 2 outs when that happened. And then again in the 7th, they had 1st and 3rd, nobody out, did not score.
Yeah, they tried to bunt.
But even back in the 2nd inning, they had the first 2 on, nobody out to start that inning. But they didn't have a hit until the 7th inning tonight. So even though Pletka was a little erratic with his command early in the first couple of innings, he locked it in. And was very good tonight. Swing and a miss. Another 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Brandon Morrow. Low fastball just missed below the strike zone. Jason Kipnis socks one in the air. It's going to fall in center field for a base hit and keep the inning alive for Cleveland.
2-out single. That'll be Kip's first base hit tonight. Down. Picked it up off the end of the bat and drops it into shallow center field. That'll be the 9th hit for the Indians.
Rajai Davis looks outside. It's ball 1. We haven't seen Brandon Morrow in a while. You think back to when he was with Toronto, when he was a starter. He was a guy that could make 30 starts. Back in 2011, he was 11-11 as a starter, but an ERA of over 470. And the next year, ERA went down, but he only made 21 starts. And then in 2013, his ERA ballooned to 5.63, but he only made 10 starts that year. You can see that something had to give, so the transition had already sort of begun to move him to the bullpen. Rajay bloops one. Oh, what a play at second base by Baez. He robs Rajay of what would have been his third hit of the night. And now we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. 1-0 Cleveland. Third, nobody out. A bunt attempt by Baez. Miller shoveled it home. Rizzo retired for out number 1. Then he strikes out Addison Russell. And then with 2 down, Jason Hayward bounces to first, and the Indians get out of the jam. What a job by Andrew Miller in that situation. And then he had the first 2 out in the 8th inning before yielding a single to Kyle Schwarber. Cody Allen came on to get Chris Bryant to end that inning. Now he needs 3 more outs to complete the victory. And a low fastball, strike 1 to Rizzo, who doubled in the 7th. And then was erased at home on that bunt by Baez.
Yes, he did.
Cubs have been shut out at home once this year. Atlanta blanked them 4-0 back in April. And they actually beat Milwaukee behind Kyle Hendricks 1-0 here at Wrigley Field this year. Slow topper right back to the mound. Cody will take it. He'll flip it. 1 away. Last year, the Cubs were shut out 3 times here at Wrigley Field.
Well, the Indians had a shutout going into the 9th inning yesterday until the Cubs got on the board.
Wilson Contreras had an infield hit his last time up. Ground ball to third. Ramirez gets up. Buggy whips it over. What a backhanded pick by Alonso for out number 2.
Wow, nicely done on both ends. Third and first. Alonso, man, he had confidence going with that backhanded pick. Ramirez threw it a little bit off balance, but boy, he saved him right there. And anytime that first baseman can make a pick like this and save an infielder, they gotta love it. Look at the hop and look at the pick. Out number 2. Beautiful.
And so with 2 down, Javier Baez digs in for Chicago. Cody Allen deals. And it's a little high ball 1 with the breaking ball. Baez 0 for 3 tonight. Fly ball. Center field. Rajay is there, and the Indians sweep the Cubs. Beat them by a final score of 1-0. Cody Allen with the save, his 7th of the year. And what a finish here tonight. Indians go over 500 at 24-23. And they'll go back home with a 2-game lead in the AL Central. The Cubs have now lost 4 in a row at home for the first time this year. They are now 25-21 on the season. Adam Plutko is the winner, 2-0. And the loss will go to John Lester. Both of his losses this year at the hands of the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, no kidding. I'll tell you what, it was a good ball game. Plutko started out with no control, walking a lot early. But I'll tell you what, after he got out of that second inning bases loaded jam, he settled in. He pitched beautifully, never gave up a hit to the 7th, and the back end of that Indians bullpen, exactly what they were looking for.
Yeah.
They rise to the occasion, and you end up winning your last 2 ball games, now heading home for a big 4-game series. But 2 very good wins here in this ballpark.
No doubt about it. So it's time now for Indians Live, and I don't know about you guys, but Alan Jensen, one thing I'm really excited about is it looks like Andrew Miller turned a big corner here tonight, and that could really be the final piece of the puzzle, because the offense has been swinging the bats well, scoring a lot of runs, starting pitching rounding into shape. You get Miller back on track, and now the bullpen settles down.